esportsbets.com, a unique place for true gamers. The only place to bet on esports events. You know your way around a competitive gaming scene and are willing to take a risk? Watch regular broadcasts and earn real money. esportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation.
And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the SLTV StarSeries Season 10 Finals. And right now we're at the upper bracket match between NaVi and fnatic. It's going to be absolutely great fun. So let me welcome as well Semler and Vendetta to the show, of course. Joined by those two, as I pretty much always am. So, guys, how is it? How do you feel about this match? Semler, I know you expressed some interest in it before we started.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I'm currently in a debate with NBK. What's up, NBK? We're trying to figure out who do we think is actually favored in this series right now, because we know the maps, so we can go ahead and get that out there right now. Yes. The maps that are going to be played, guys, are Mirage, Inferno, and if necessary, Train. Now, NaVi picked Mirage, of course. fnatic picked Inferno, also kind of self-evident. And the decider is Train, so that's... I mean, we can't really seem to come to a conclusion. Ven, you have a pretty clear idea about Train already.
Yeah. I think it's going to be 3 maps, and I think fnatic are going to win 2-1.
So you think it's going to be 2-1? You think that if it goes to map 3, fnatic take it?
Yeah.
See, I'm of a different persuasion. I see NaVi taking it. If it goes to Train, if it's 1-1 and it goes to Train, I think NaVi have an edge.
All right. Well, I sided a little bit with Ven in our conversation earlier that was on text. So I did say I think fnatic have a slight edge on Train, just a little bit, not much, but a little bit. I do think it's going to be all 3 maps as well. And I'm hugely surprised by the fact that fnatic didn't ban out Mirage, even though they're not bad at it. I just think NaVi's so good at it. But fair enough.
Well, okay, now I see your point, Ven. I mean, like the last time we saw NaVi was on Train versus ESG, and they did lose. But then that was like the Cologne qualifiers, and NaVi, in my opinion, weren't NaVi then. Like, they just didn't play well throughout those entire qualifiers. Like, you don't think that them being on LAN StarSeries defending their title is going to make a difference?
Not big enough of a difference. That's what it comes down to. I think fnatic are way better team than ESG ever was. So even if NaVi play better, they still have to make up for, think about it this way, they have to make up for the deficit of their play versus ESG to overcome ESG, and then they have to go up against a completely different beast in fnatic.
Yeah, I kind of halfway agree with that analysis, but I really don't. I don't think this is even like the same NaVi team, at least not today. So we'll see. I guess they could revert back to playing like the NaVi team that played against ESG, but I have a feeling it's not going to happen. And there's another factor here that I think we have to acknowledge as well, which is the fact that NaVi do have their crowd behind them as well, and that's something that's proven, I think, in the past to make a difference. I'm not saying it'll make the whole difference, but I think in a tight spot, it could be that NaVi get what they need, especially if they have a good start.
Yeah, I think they're gonna rely heavily on Guardian's play though, and luckily for them, Guardian's been insane throughout the day so far, so yeah, that's a good sign for them. But I think he needs to be the go-to guy. He needs to be the one dropping 25 frags plus for them to beat fnatic.
What really gets me about the way NaVi were playing earlier was, sure, Guardian was doing absolutely brilliantly, but it was actually StarSeries and Zeus that were coming up with a lot of the sort of secondary kills and doing just a great job. And Edward and Seized, they had their moments, but nowhere near what we normally expect from them. So I actually think if Guardian, even if he plays a little bit worse than he did earlier, if StarSeries and Zeus keep their level and Edward and Seized play up just close to their normal level, this NaVi team is still absolutely terrifying. On the other hand, I guess something similar could be said for fnatic. I think Olofmeister and Crims played great earlier today, and we expect as much. Pronax had some really sick moments, and I think Flusher clutched a couple of things. I think JW didn't quite show up like he should have earlier, but that's great, because if he does, then it means fnatic are just in absolutely great form.
I think in the case of JW, it's more that he didn't have the opportunity to do as much. On Dust 2, Flusha dropped the 30 bomb, or nearly a 30 bomb, and on Mirage, Pronax was killing people left and right, and so was and Crims. I mean, everybody was getting their kills except for JW, because Unless he went aggressively, which he did towards the end of the second map.
I may get swayed your way because thinking back to the 2 best of 3s that we've seen so far today, fnatic, I don't think were tested the way NaVi were on that last map on Inferno versus Hellraisers. So NaVi, they had to scrabble a little bit. There was a bit of a scuffle, and they came out on top. But I don't think fnatic at any point so far in this tournament has been really tested. So maybe at that would give them the edge. If JW all of a sudden is going to have to come to the fore to make it happen for fnatic, if Flusha, Wolfmeister, Cribs, I mean, Jesus. Like, just thinking about Mirage to start even is just a fascinating map between both of these teams because NaVi is just such an interesting team. We've seen them just do fantastic work on this map. They really know how to play it, you know, maybe top team on the world on it. But then we're talking about fnatic, who have now brought on 2 LGB members who are excellent on this map as well. Like, this is the title fight practically for Mirage right now, man. It's like, yeah, you could throw VP and Dignitas in there, but fnatic and NaVi is going to be one hell of a match on this map in particular.
Yeah, and people often, nearly always when mentioning Pro9 talk about how good of a mid-round caller he is, right?
Yeah.
And obviously you know how NaVi plays on most maps. They play an extremely slow play style. So are we going to see aggressive setups from fnatic? Are they going to be the one to take, for instance, you know, do 2-man pushes into B apps to gain map control? Are they going to take control over mid like we saw JW do a couple of times versus MyXMG? Are they going to do stuff like that to put NaVi off balance? And are they going to be able to maintain pressure on NaVi and force them to play out of pace?
I would love to see that kind of fnatic show up right now. The kind that says, you know, we're not even going to let NaVi play their own game. We're going to take control before anything even happens. That'd be really sick. Guys, before we get into it, I want to remind everyone that we do have a couple of giveaways. Actually, I dug up on the item that we can give away, guys. So we have the Cyrex that was gifted to us by Stony earlier, which is really great. And I can't. There it is. I finally found it. So this is a sub giveaway that we're doing later on here after this game, actually. So the one of them is the Cyrex. The other one is an AWP StatTrak graphite that I have somewhere. So that's not graphite. That's a red line. I'm so sorry, guys. So yeah, one of these. StatTrak Graphite as well. So we're going to be giving away 2 items to 2 lucky subs. So thank you for subscribing if you already have. Definitely appreciate it, guys. It helps us out so much. Now, for the first map, I would definitely put NaVi as favorites here, but I'm not like, you know, rock solid sure that they're going to be able to win it. I don't think this is nowhere near like a sure victory for them. But I'd say they have the advantage.
I think it's more likely that we're going to see fnatic 2-0 NaVi than NaVi 2-0ing fnatic.
Yes, I agree.
That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think NaVi are favorite on Mirage, but I don't think it's an impossibility for fnatic to take it away from them.
Well, we are live now, so welcome to the show. This is the SLTV StarSeries Season 10 here at Room on Fire. Big welcome, and thanks to all of you for joining. Remember to invite those friends, and let's get as many people watching Counter-Strike as you can. Show those League of Legends folks how it's done. StarX and also Zeus over here by the A bomb site. It's going to be a very standard push towards A from fnatic, and already Guardian with a really sick headshot to start it off with. StarX hiding inside and they're not checking, and he's just easily going to pick up that kill. Now they know where he is, and he is going to go down for it. Zeus here is also being overwhelmed, but he does pick up a very important kill and makes it now to a 1-on-3.
Yeah, and this is where Flusha just gets caught out in the open. Guardian swooping in to claim the last frag, but that quick rotation in by Zeus. Edward with 2 seized. I mean, Edward with 2, Guardian with 2, and the one on StarX. StarX with the crucial opening frag to just slow fnatic down somewhat. That was really nicely done there by NaVi. fnatic as well going for just a full-out smoke round, just fully swamping out the site in smokes and hoping to be able to just overwhelm the guys that were stuck out in the open, but it just didn't happen. NaVi are on point. And there is one thing to mention here that may give NaVi another slight edge, is that NaVi are coming out of a best-of-3 fresh right now. And whereas fnatic I don't think have been pressed all day and are still trying to warm up.
But look at this great flashbangs actually open it up for fnatic. They're in the bomb site. They've taken 2 kills, 3 kills now. And StarX and Guardian now in a lot of trouble. And Guardian especially maybe because he doesn't have a rifle right now. He's fighting with a pistol. He's going to go down through the smoke to JW. And now it's a 1-on-4. StarX here. Not really much of a chance he could do anything. Pick up a couple of kills would be great, but I don't think he can come back and retake a bomb site like this. And he actually is going to find Flusha already. Almost no time to reload then. And this from us, not the ideal weapon. Flusha's going to shut him down. That's a great return from fnatic. Absolutely brilliant round for them. And also, I think, a big misstep for NaVi. Because that push that fnatic just did is kind of a classic. And NaVi should have, well, they couldn't have seen it coming, but they should have been in position to deal with it, because there's no risk to not being it. So
yeah, basically their setup on B was just really clumsy. They had both people walking up close towards the car, and there's no reason for you to be two people there. No reason whatsoever. No. You want to set up crossfires and that type of thing, so you can, you know, chunk in nades into the apartments and basically buy time for one another.
Yeah, and the flashbangs that fnatic threw were really good, but they're also very standard, and there's no way that you can really trick someone inside. If they were just thinking at that point, they should have been able to not get that flashed anyway. Here comes the opening in return, though. NaVi have brought up, and Edward will pick up a kill, but that's probably about all they're going to get done here. Zeus and StarSeries, not with much of a chance to really have an impact here, and I'm surprised they forced it up this much, even a FAMAS on Zeus.
No, really just looking to try and slow down fnatic, really. It's a gamble. And they're basically just evening out their money, which is what happened for NaVi. You know, it's like, okay, everybody buy what you can, we even out our funds, and then have to eco basically if we lose it. But it's still early on in the half here, so that doesn't really bother me too much. What do you think about that early buy there, Ben?
Not a big fan of it. The odds of them actually winning the round is so minuscule, and it kind of sets them back at an unnecessary amount. Really, and I don't think you need to do that when you're playing an opponent like fnatic. I mean, sure, if the risk pays off, then obviously you're going to be hailed as geniuses, but more often than not, it's going to end up like similar to what the Hellraisers end up with, which is nothing.
I mean, my problem with it is that I think NaVi, I would love to see NaVi in this particular setup simply go for like an AWP and an auto sniper both. Nice play from Zeus here, just casually waiting, and they will find him anyway. JW down to 10 points of health. That's unfortunate. But I think if they had enough money to go for AWP and auto sniper, they can lock down B, which seems to be a bit of a weak point maybe at this point, and then they could easily control connector, window room, the whole A area basically. That would be a good start.
Well, would you want the op and auto on both on B site?
No, I'd want the auto on B, and I want or the orb. I actually don't care which is which. I just want one on A, one on B,
each side. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was starting to get worried there for a second.
fnatic. I mean, they've realized now that this B bomb site's definitely open for business if you can get it done here. Seized could have easily gone down to that jump. A grenade will follow, and he's already going to be softened up a little bit. Guardian did get the opening kill here. Seized has to fall back immediately.
Bit of a missed opportunity there by JW to get that frag. Sees dodges it with 17 points of health, but the wallbang was real. Pronax is looking to get back into B apartments through underpass right now, ferrying that bomb fnatic's way. The question is now, are they going to commit to this site or not? JW missing another opportunity to pick up a frag, dropping Zeus down to 50.
He caught him mid-jump out the window, so I think you're right, that was a missed opportunity, and that would have been a big opening. Right now it's a 4-on-5, but it's not that bad for fnatic. I mean, they still have plenty of time. And two members of NaVi are a little bit soft on health, so I think they can still do this. And it feels like they're going to try and waste some time to maybe make NaVi question themselves, and then they're finally going to go for the B-bomb site, which makes me wonder what Flusher's role is. Is he just going to try and fake A alone? He's got 2 flashbangs. That's still not an impressive fake.
No, but I really like NaVi's read right now. Look at this. Zeus is still alive in kitchen and just waiting. So they are really running down the clock at this point, fnatic. But NaVi, if they hold these positions, if they don't fall for the fake here from Flusha, because StarX instantly shuts Flusha down, they're going to start the rotation over. Edward hears the steps, and now NaVi know exactly what's happening, and they just obliterate fnatic.
Great headshots from Edward. That's exactly what they needed to do now. Crims is going to walk in here, and I'm not sure why Zeus decided to peek. There was only 8 seconds left, so if Crims had gone for the bomb plant, that would have been an easy kill, and he even had a teammate there. That seemed like a bit of a reckless move from Zeus. But they do win the round NaVi, and that's good.
Yeah, that's definitely good. And I think fnatic, it was a bit awkward to see them stay around in B-ups for that long, and continuously showing the fact that they were still there.
Yeah.
Even after sending Flusha on a lone mission towards the A bomb site, JW was still putting flashes and nades into the B bomb site, so NaVi were obviously aware of that something was going on in B-ups, so they couldn't leave it. And they had pretty good coverage seeing how they were a man up, and yeah, that just seemed a bit of a weird decision for JW.
Now we have some mid-control being taken here, and a great flashbang in from NaVi. Takes down Olofmeister, who has to be considered a bit of a raid boss in his own right. Definitely always great if you can kill Olofmeister on that fnatic side. And look at how aggressive Flusher wants to be. He's going to push up here. StarX goes down to JW over at the A-bomb site, and that's now fnatic right back in business.
Oh, nice cheeky nade there by Flush onto Edward as well. He knows exactly where Edward is holding from on short. drops him down to 60 HP. But Fnatic still have plenty of time here. They don't need to rush things. They're in a 4-on-4 situation, so they should have the advantage. They still have a reasonable number of nades. They only have one smoke to work with. But they have the flashes and they have a couple HEs, and it looks like they're going to gear up for an A play here.
I think this is going to come down to Zeus, and he almost catches JW. That would have been a huge kill. Now instead, Pronax kills the guy in connector, and that was Guardian waiting over there, and Zeus has such a lot of business to do. He's going to go down immediately. Edward will get a return kill. Can they do more? It is a 2-on-2, and Seized is coming. I'm not sure why Edward is challenging in that 2-on-2. Wait for Seized, and now, well, Crims is going to put down the bomb. Seized a little bit too slow. I think, unfortunately, Edward made a big mistake. Crims is going to pick up a great double kill, and Fnatic will win it. And that was... Those are some really silly mistakes coming out from NaVi.
I actually think Guardian made the biggest mistake of all. I'm not... I guess... From,
he didn't see Pronax there.
Yeah, exactly, because he saw Pronax, but he didn't see Pronax, which I guess... You know, that happens. We're all humans. But it looked... I definitely thought that he would have spotted him in that situation, especially such an attentive guy's Guardian, right?
That almost feels like it was a situation where he was looking at his teammate's screen to his right, because he had a flash in his hand, and I think he was trying to see if StarX or somebody was seeing anybody coming out of hit to throw that flash.
Yeah, he wanted to time with his team, so like, I'll throw this flash, you go out peak now. So, yeah, that was definitely weird, because if he takes out Pronax, that ruins the sandwich that Fnatic set up. And that one kill from Pronax just means so much for Fnatic in actually getting onto that A-bomb site.
Edward wants to catch JW here, and it's not going to be that easy. Once you get close range, he has to C-set 75. It's almost like having a sniper rifle and a machine gun at the same time. Just not bad. Now it's going to be a 2-on-5.
2-on-5 situation here for NaVi. They're going to try and close around through top mid, but the bomb is already on this B site. Crims is going to go for a plant. Plant's for short, but Pronax is holding, so it's not really going to pan out here for StarX. Pronax heard him coming. And Zeus? No, it's Guardian. My mistake. Guardian just barely missing out on a jump shot.
Yeah, he really wanted to get that. Now he's ready to try and take some headshots, but he's not going to make it happen. So that will be 5-2 right now. A great start for Fnatic on the less favored side here, with JW, the guy that we were sort of mentioning earlier, is maybe not getting much of a chance to show himself against the MyXMG team. Well, right now he certainly is 9-2-2. It's a pretty damn good score. And I think NaVi right now just, I don't know. I mean, they're hitting the shots well enough, but once they get into those 2-on-2, 3-on-3s, they start making some very questionable decisions.
Yeah, and we can see that their economy is all over the place as well. Having to double eco this early on, one thing is that you're bolstering Fnatic's economy so heavily, but you're also letting Fnatic run away quite a bit. A 4-round lead so early into the game, that's big. That's a momentum, like that. Yeah, that just gives Fnatic so much momentum to work with.
Yeah, if they can win an eco run like this right now, that's exactly what NaVi need. They already got the first kill on JW, so that's good news. They stole the AWP, but they gotta prevent this B site from being taken. And Edward is here, and he's got some backup as well in Seized, so this could work out in the middle. They actually catch all of my sticks very low. He's gonna go down. Great headshot coming out, but I'm not sure it's enough. Right now, Fnatic are in a 3-on-3, and they will be able to put the bomb down as well.
They'll be able to put the bomb down, but now that rifles have been picked up, Guardian has his AWP. If he can find the shot, he's going to land one, not on Flusha, but point blank on Pronax, who tries to peek him down. Big mistake there by Pronax, gets punished, and now it's going to be down to Flusha, who's alive in Amazon. Not a whole lot going for him, though. He's down to 13 HP, and Crims, in the meantime, he's picked off Guardian. Yeah,
Crims just has to stay alive here. He's going to get shut down. That's Zeus picking up a double, and they will have time to defuse here. That's a very impressive round from NaVi, and I actually think that was very much needed as well. I think they've lost this round. A lot of the first half would be hard to recover for them. Now they have a chance of making it 10-5, basically. I'm not sure that they can allow Fnatic to get much more than 5 rounds.
No, this is where they don't put a stop to it.
Yeah, they need to at least get to 7 before they drop another round, I think. But yeah, that was... I'm not really sure how neither Crims or Flusham didn't manage to land a single hit on those guys coming in from Catwalk, because they were at 9 and 16 HP from the get-go. So as soon as they got down Guardian and Kitchen, I was like, yeah, this is Fnatic's round, no problem.
It seemed like it, I definitely agree. And you know, fortunate for NaVi, because they needed it a lot more here. Edward in the middle is going to pick up 1 kill, does get down on Crims, and now they're getting crunched inside the bomb site, and they're not helping each other out. They're Seized finally coming in with a kill, and that actually works brilliantly, but they were waiting for far too long to set up that crossfire. Now it's a 1-on-2 here for Pronax, and they control the bomb, they just have to wait.
Yeah, Pronax walking in. Not sure if Starks has spotted him out yet, but there's the pop flash and there's the molly. That's going to slow things down. Starks caught out in the open by Pronax. Pronax still alive here in Connector, trying to shoot through the flames, and he finds the kill eventually. He knows exactly where Seized is, and Pronax gets the kill before burning to death. Just barely.
And again,
almost
you mentioned...
Almost like, unreal levels of stupidity coming out from NaVi. I'm sorry, what was that?
Exactly. Questionable decisions galore from NaVi right now. I don't really know what the two remaining NaVi players were doing. After they put down the Molotov, they can basically go off to hiding and be happy with that. Because they've got control over the bomb, it's wide open, no need to peek.
They could have been just satisfied with that. Instead, they were like, let's give Pronax a good chance of doing this 1-on-2 and just see if we can't take a fight with him. One at a time as well, because it has to be fair, right?
Yeah.
That was just complete insanity. This round, they've at least turned it into a 3-on-3, but this is really sort of... I mean, if this is a best of 3, so if NaVi are already making these quite grave mistakes in the first half of the first map, you really have to worry about what's going to happen if fnatic start, you know, to really get momentum.
Right now, though, they're doing the right thing here. Starks is already on his way backstabbing the remaining fnatic members, so now it's all about the NaVi player in kitchen to buy time, but as I say that, Zeus gets taken out by Flusha. And now it all of a sudden gets really tricky for...
Wow.
Yeah. Just wow.
And I'm sorry again, I mean, NaVi are just making some absolutely crazy decisions. They had one guy inside the bomb site and the other guy holding inside kitchen, and none of these two people could help each other out. The guy in kitchen, once they passed, he saw them pass as well. Once they're in there, he should be covering the long way all the way at the back so he could actually help his teammates. So it's just, I don't know what's going on. NaVi, they seem to be crumbling
it's
mentally.
Great individual play as well. That's one thing we can't take away from fnatic right now. Flusha and Crims both. That last shot from Crims, he knew exactly where StarX was. It was almost casual how he just gets the kill there at the end. So I'm really impressed right now with fnatic. I think NaVi, you know, they're giving it... They really are giving it their best right now and just looking to get some shots in, but when it comes down to it, individual play is going fnatic's way.
Yeah, but this is definitely not the NaVi A team that we're seeing, except apparently when they have pistols, which seems to be working out better for them. Zeus and StarX coming up with some interesting kills, but I don't know. Now is actually the time I wish that NaVi could take a timeout, because I feel like it feels like they're shell-shocked somehow.
Well, they're going to be looking for a way in here. Zeus manages to spot out a man on short. That's going to be Flusha. Olafmeister gets one as well. Edward does drop the bomb, however, and that's up in B apartments. Now turns into fnatic actually having to go and get this bomb, but they're facing down two rifles that they've given up here. So if Edward can hold on just a little bit, that would be big. But Flusha is going to read the flash and get him first.
Yeah. Good shot from StarX, but Crims. Not a slouch, not a bad person to have left in a 1-on-1, but he's actually going to run out with his knife out, so I'm not sure. This time it's fnatic's turn to make a bit of a interesting play. StarX does end up with a triple kill. I'm not sure why he had the knife out there, Crims. That seemed a little bit careless.
I think he had the angle. I think, well, it seemed like he thought Starks would have to commit heavily to actually getting the angle where he could actually shoot him. So just running out with the knife to get the bomb and basically make a quick jump to the right. That would be all Crims had to do, really, to secure the bomb plant.
Well, NaVi smoked off on the window. It's going to be forced back, so it's not at all bad. Now he's going to try and cover connector, but that's also smoked off. He really can't find a target, and inside the A-bomb site, NaVi's Zeus and StarX are holding tight here. Great grenade rains in. Another shot comes through, and a really nice take from fnatic. Absolutely brilliantly done, and Pronax covering the whorehouse as well. It's going to make it even more difficult. The bomb will not go down for a second then. Guardian does pick up a kill now. fnatic got to be a little bit careful here as they do lose Pronax as well. And Guardian picking up another kill. fnatic really letting it slip here in a situation where they had a really good chance. Now it's a 1-on-2 here.
Wow. Remember, I mean, 1-on-2 that doesn't last for long, really. Guardian comes into it and takes out JW fairly quickly. Not a whole lot you can do when you're facing down Guardian, and he's already got 2 frags under his belt. It means he's warmed up, and this is a good thing for NaVi coming back into this, because they absolutely need Guardian, who had a strongish start. They need him to wake up and really put that AWP to use, shut down everybody on fnatic with it, and just pick up the frags.
Yeah, and do it seem to you like, Vendetta, that fnatic basically should have won that round once they got through and killed the 2 people in the bomb site? They had such a good chance of doing it.
Yeah, it was, again, what we've seen so far, quite a bit of this, in this game. Questionable decision making in terms of actually actively taking the peek towards Guardian and Spawn there, giving him 2 frags to work with.
Oh, almost a knife attempt inside that bomb site, but it's a quick cleanup, and this time NaVi had grenades to deal with the incoming fnatic push, and that worked a lot better for them. So now it's 6-7, and fnatic can buy again. They have had a lot of money here, but they had to eco the one time, and now they're right back on track.
I would love to see, well, not that it's really necessary at this point. Just one thing that I would love to see is JW actually hand over the AWP to Olofmeister. Because Olofmeister on this map with that AWP is truly terrifying. I'm wondering if they're holding on to that or if they just want to let JW take point while it's, you know, while the going's good.
I mean, JW's actually, well, he's still 11 kills. He's been doing a great job already, so maybe they're just going to keep him on it until it doesn't work any longer. Or they're going to wait until it's the CT
He had
side.
a much better ratio at the beginning of the half, obviously, until NaVi started getting some rounds in, but as soon as he slows down on the momentum, I want to see fnatic actually hand that AWP over to Olofmeister.
At this point, it's probably more down to confidence. If JW feels that he can take out Guardian in mid, if he wants to take that challenge, and he feels confident about it, then why not let him go at it? Because he's a very capable opper. So...
a big opportunity here for JW. Seas takes that jump, and that can be so scary if there's someone with an ult there, because they can actually... they will have time to maybe get you downed. Smoke comes in here to try and allow them an entrance, and Seas should be able to read this. Definitely looks like it's going to be another push, but look at Edward from behind. This will be huge if he can come up and actually backstab the team as they're pushing in. Timing is everything, and Edward, is he going to realize what's happening? Yeah, he's not good. He's going to go for the B bomb side. This looks like it should definitely be a NaVi round.
Oh, the timing of this, the sandwich. Look at this. Edward's about to walk right in behind them. Does he make too much noise? Does Flush a turn in time? No, he does not. The double spray for Edward. He drops the bomb, and that's the bomb up in B apartments now. fnatic get mauled. They try and get out onto that site, and everybody gets taken out. Starks catches JW out on short as well from the A site. They don't know where to turn now, fnatic. 10 seconds left on this clock. They haven't a prayer of getting out on here.
No, and they can even save that AWP that Guardian dropped. So that was very, very cool movement from Edward. He got the double kill, but also just gave his team a lot of information to work with. So that'll actually equalize it and make it 7-7, moving straight into the 15th round. And fnatic won't have that much money to work with, but they should be able to manage all right anyway.
Yeah, they're going to get an okay bye for the last round. And I'm just gonna assume that Olofmeister is gonna pick up a Galil here. Yeah, and he does. So Pronex sacrifices himself, drops the op for JW, and well, JW does not take full advantage of that gift from Pronex.
Doesn't quite connect with it, and if they come up the underpass here, Guardian is ready, and just like it's been previously for NaVi, it really seems to be that if NaVi wants something done, they're gonna have to rely quite a bit on Guardian hitting not just a couple of shots, but by far the majority of them, and that's scary because if it doesn't work, well, we've seen what happened. fnatic already in this first half picked up 7 rounds, and that's great for the terrorist side of Mirage. Now, they will win the last one, NaVi, and make it 8-7, so they sort of stabilize, but overall, I would say fnatic are going to be far happier with this result than NaVi are.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be okay with it. Given how they started out so well, they're not going to be happy about losing the last 5 rounds in a row, obviously. So I guess it's a kind of a bittersweet feeling they're going into the second half, but it's definitely a result that they should be able to work with.
And going into the second half, speaking of which, because Olofmeister is a guy that we've been hyping so much, and for good reason, but right now he's only got 5 kills in the first 15 rounds.
Yeah.
I think that can change almost instantly. And Olofmeister, I think, Vendetta, you said earlier, probably a candidate to be sort of one of the top 5 players in Europe or something like that. And
oh yeah,
and I think that's pretty accurate. So I don't think this is going to be something where Olofmeister just mentally shuts down. I think he can bounce right back.
Well, that's why I go ahead and say, you know, I want to see Olofmeister have the AWP, because Olofmeister is one of those players. When you initially saw the original announcement of the new fnatic roster, you were thinking Olofmeister and JW on the same team. They kind of do the same thing. How is that going to work out? And I think this is, you know, what we're seeing now basically is, you know, Olofmeister, like, maybe they're still trying to figure out the place for him, because we're not seeing him just sit at the top with Crims. We're kind of seeing him float around with an AK with some nades, trying to take point, and he hasn't had any luck with it so far. Guardian seems to be able to find him more often than not.
Well, I mean, we'll have to find out, obviously. You may, if anything, I mean, it might be a good idea giving him an op just because if the rifling isn't working out so well for him right now, you know, maybe a change of pace is gonna give him that confidence.
Olafmeister is stupidly good, man. Like, stupidly good. Olafmeister is definitely one of the top 5 players. He can op, he can rifle, he can do whatever he wants. He just needs to be in the right position for it.
Look at this. Fnatic are going for heavy mid control, and NaVi are going for a very standard take here. If this lands right when Fnatic are in the middle, that's going to be awful. I love this idea from Fnatic. This is so cool. They basically set up a firing squad in the middle, and that's an opening from Flusher.
What?
Oh, wow. Takes down...
Wow.
Oh, we saw how good Fnatic's retakes were on this A site versus my XMG. And they still have nades to work with as well. And with JW backstabbing, I don't think NaVi are going to be aware of the fact that JW is this close behind.
Olafmeister looking for the entry, and it's going to be Pronax through the smoke, and another one falls. Krims finally goes down, but this might be too late. They're getting backstabbed as well. This is just not working out. NaVi decimated inside the A-bomb site, and they're even looking to maybe try and get a knife in there. Cheeky JW. It's going to be 8-8 straight into the 17th round. I think that round was a question of timing, basically. If they go a little bit
cleared.
If they go a little bit quicker, then they catch Fnatic in the middle, and they're smoked off. If they go a little bit later, then Flush has time to get in and get that insane opening kill, and then the rest of Fnatic show up. So, I mean, great play from Fnatic. I really love that round. I think that's a great pistol round for them.
Absolutely. And for what we've seen, they seem extremely confident in their A retake. So the fact that they're allowing that bomb site to be completely open, that's big.
Look at this, though. NaVi saying, all right, you succeeded with a B push. We're going to try the same thing, but Fnatic are ready for it. They had grenades and also had a couple of people in some really good places here. JW fighting it out with a scout, and it's going to get a no-scope on Zeus and picks up a headshot on StarSeries. JW back in action, and that's how you want to control a B push.
That's definitely how you want to do it. It looked a bit shaky there for a moment, with Pronax only getting 1 kill, and I think it was Flusha there on Catwalk being down to 11 HP. So 11 HP and an MP7 on long range, probably not the optimal place you want to be, or yeah, optimal spot for you to be in, but backup arrived quickly, so they were able to keep control of it.
And they weren't. Flusha's even going to keep the MP7 here.
Well, at this point, I mean, it makes perfect sense. If he can get a kill or two with it, that'd be huge. They know they're going to be ecoing, that's the thing.
Yeah, and no armor, which makes it all the more valuable.
It's definitely worth the risk. I mean, he could... Well, if JW didn't go and take that kill on Guardian, Flusher could have gone out on short and gotten it, maybe. Now it's just down to StarX. The thing is that Fnatic have swarmed top mid. Yeah, they've definitely picked up on the bomb up there. They can't have not seen the bomb. Yeah, okay. Flusha, he knows exactly what's up, and they know where StarX has to come from, essentially. So this should be a very quick round here. It's going to go into a 9-9 situation. NaVi, this next round is going to be crucial for them. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, actually 10-8, sorry, is going to be the scoreline. Fnatic will have a 2-round lead. And,
right.
I mean, I don't know. I expect NaVi to play slowly and carefully and you know, inch their way across the map like they do mostly on the terror side. But it's scary playing that way against Fnatic, right? Because Fnatic, they've been hitting their shots so well. So if you come creeping around the corner, if there's some guy waiting in the right spot, I'd say most of the time Fnatic will be able to trade at least evenly, and sometimes maybe even more. And that puts some pressure on NaVi, I think.
Is Pronax going to hold on to this scout? Is he going to make use of the Sean Gare scout?
Yeah, because he's holding B apps. So that's actually... Yeah, that could work out. Actually, he's going mid. He's going to get boosted up. No. Oh, this is odd, actually. Well, if this is the case, if he's holding mid, I think this is a weird decision from Fnatic.
Yeah, I'm not sure I fully agree either. Zeus up here is going to throw in a bit of a grenade, and it will be Krims to open up with the first kill from the FAMAS. And now NaVi want to get in here, and they will make a pretty grand opening. Zeus in the middle is going to get found by JW, and I wish he would have waited longer, because he could have actually easily allowed himself to just wait it out here. And now the bomb will go down, but it's a 3-on-3, and JW, nice spray control, takes down Edward. Guardian and StarX are left.
Guardian's still alive at the back of this site. Finds the headshot on Flusha, though. That's the man cleared out of CT. They don't know necessarily that the last two guys are here, but a nice nade, not dealing nearly as much damage as I thought it would. JW, oh, he's gonna waste his nade as well, thinking that he's hiding behind the box, but Guardian is all the way at the back of the site.
StarX here, very low on health. JW, a little bit more. That bomb is ticking away, and StarX should just try and hide here for a moment. And JW's going to try and go for the smoke. StarX running with the knife out, and he's going to stay alive for long enough. JW, 1 kill away from an ace here. Picks up the quad, but cannot win the round. I thought that was going to be Fnatic's. In that 2-on-2, I felt like they had the advantage.
Oh, they absolutely did, but they just hesitated too much, actually, on going in towards the site. I think the uncertainty of where Guardian was at that point was what held them back for such a long time with the smoke down, but they kind of have to go for it because they have to realize that the bomb is ticking down pretty quickly at that point. But yeah, again, I think that's a bit of a mistake from Fnatic's side, but they're still going to be able to buy up, so not the end of the world, but obviously you don't want to make too many mistakes like that.
I definitely don't. JW could have definitely opened up on the guy. I think that was Edward down in underpass. Yeah, that would have been a sick opening. But he's not even going to fall back to safety, which is actually kind of interesting and a very sort of JW-esque move. Just, you know, when something fails, just go even more aggressive, right?
Well, he's got two guys backing him. He's got Flusha watching from short, and he's also got Olafmeister watching from connectors, so he's not, like, out alone completely. The one thing here is that Pronax is going to be in a really tight spot in just a moment's time. They're going to come swarming in through B apartments, everybody from NaVi, and Pronax is trying to open it up with the flash, and he gets the double! And that's exactly what he had to do.
Hugely important kill there, but Seas does return it. Oh, Pronax has done so much, and that's a sick shot from JW. Gonna take down Seas. It's returned by Zeus. It's just back and forth all day long, and because now we have the bomb down, they're pretty happy to take these trades. I think whoever gets the next kill might seal it for his team here. JW very nearly getting it on Zeus. Grenade returned, and actually now he's going to be alone with very little health here. So this might be another round that Fnatic almost win, but they're going to have to run.
They actually think that he's still defusing, that he's still on this site. JW is just on the other side of the map at this point. He is nowhere near here. NaVi have to wait until the smoke clears to make sure he isn't hiding, crouching, trying to pull a sparkle.
The paranoia is real.
Oh man, dude, you do not mess around with JW. And that's even great. I mean, JW, he's on the other side of the map, and he still gets one of the guys to go with the bomb. He still makes NaVi spend money.
That's real skill, man.
Oh yeah, JW best, right?
Exactly. So look, that equalizes the score. We're at 10-10 now. What do you say, Vendetta? Is it just a question of time before Fnatic actually do come out on top of these 2-on-2 situations?
Yeah, I actually think so. And I think the setup from Fnatic was a bit weird because after they've posted up JW onto the top of mid, there's no real reason for Flusha to play aggressively on Catwalk anymore. Because he already had Olafmeister with him to potentially back him up. And leaving Pronax that open is extremely risky. Pronax did a great job getting 2 frags, but just imagine how successful that could have been if they had Pronax and Flusha.
So good point. This time Pronax wanted to surprise them through the smoke. That may have seemed like a slightly ridiculous play, just walking through the smoke with a pistol, but I actually don't really mind it. If he had caught one guy up there alone and got the kill on him, you know, this is an eco round for them. They have to try something slightly crazy, right? So I'm not even going to blame Pronax for that one. Great shot by Flusha, though, to take down Guardian. But they're not going to go for it. They want to save the AWP at least, and I think that's a smart choice.
Yeah, just make sure that JW lives, has that rifle to work with in the next round. That's all that's important right now. The rest of the Fnatic members can kind of just post up and hope to get some exit frags here with their CZs. I mean, if Olafmeister may have an opportunity here, but Zeus promptly shuts it down, and now NaVi have a way out of here, out of that site without risking their guns. So now, I mean, this is going to be the big round here. Fnatic, do they bounce back in this buy round? Do they manage to put another round on the board, or does NaVi break their economy and run away with this game?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think even if Fnatic lose this upcoming round, they'll still have another chance of doing it. But I think that they're going to be able to take it. They've reset a little bit, and I'd say Fnatic are a fairly strong team now with Crimson and Olafmeister too. Sort of mentally, they don't seem to break that easily. They bend a long time before they give up.
They have to know that there's a man close on short right now. Zeus definitely heard Flusha running around on Cat. Do NaVi peek together at the same time, though? Pronax is going to pick up the first one on Edward. That's gone. And now the flank comes in from Zeus through underpass, but Crims is there to make up for it. There's still a man alive. Guardian desperately looking for a shot somewhere, but he can't find a target.
Interesting. That could have gone either way almost, but fnatic pick up the man lead, and that's great news for them. And they're even in some pretty good positions, I would say, to deal with this. They're not exactly in the bomb sites, and I'm assuming NaVi are going to throw some grenades, some smokes before they get in here. But they've got flusher nearby. I think fnatic have a nice setup right now. Now Olofmeister is actually inside the smoke perimeter, so now they can't even easily smoke him out. And Crims will come in with the kill now. It's a 2-on-4.
We need Seized to land a big headshot on Crims. Crims needs to get ahead of himself here. Nade gonna go out, and Seized instantly gets the headshot on Crims. That's gonna clear things up here, but Olofmeister is still alive on the site, and he's got Flusha backing him from CT as well. So this is all on Guardian, and Seized just landing some shots, and there you go. Seized finds Olofmeister, but JW from CPL picks up the shot, and Seized is gone. It's down to Guardian 1v2.
Yeah, and you can see he actually spots him through the smoke. Now, JW's very quick here, but did he hear him? I think he did. Guardian is waiting. If JW keeps going, this could end horribly. There's just about 20 seconds left, and now, is he going to go for the plant? JW's right here, and Guardian doesn't die. He's still alive. JW's peeked in. No scope doesn't happen, and he's going to go down. JW will save his team, but considering that that was a 2-on-4, I'm not sure if fnatic are going to be too happy. I mean, they're going to be happy they won the round, but they're going to be a little bit scared too.
It definitely was a scary round. I don't think, was it Flusha who got caught out in that 2v1 first? I think it was Flusha who got caught out, or yeah, got shot through the smoke there by Guardian. I don't think he was aware of that tiny gap. And obviously he's going to be a bit mad at himself for getting caught out like that, because that definitely put the round in risk. Because if he just stays alive, I don't think there's any way Guardian can get the bomb plant down.
What's really scary is that if Guardian had stayed and scoped up through that smoke in the corner there, JW would have very likely gone down. It's only, I think, you know, Guardian went back a little bit, and that gave the opening for JW to get into a slightly better position. I mean, Guardian couldn't know that, but we can sort of look back with hindsight and say that was even scarier one-on-one for JW than it seemed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm actually surprised that he opted to go so aggressively without Guardian attempting to plant the bomb.
Yeah, that's another good point, but, you know, it's all 2020 hindsight, and JW did win it, so
and it's JW news. Like, he does opt for aggression when you have the opportunity for it.
That's true. This is going to be a split towards the A-bomb site, smokes and everything, but fnatic have such a great setup here. Olofmeister, Crims, and Edward finally going to come in with a kill, but it is going to be way too late, I imagine. Zeus here is going to get picked off. That was what we sometimes, I mean, I guess in StarCraft it's called a build order loss, but I don't know what the right term is for Counter-Strike, but basically, NaVi just played right into a strat that fnatic had designed to basically cope with a standard A push, I would say. Like, that's how you want to set up as a CT side.
Yeah. I mean, it's... you get anti-stratted without getting anti-stratted in a sense, because fnatic obviously couldn't know that that was what NaVi were doing.
No, but, you know... Maybe someone just said, I have a gut feeling that maybe they're going to go for the standard A push. I mean, you know, if you look at all the CT rounds, they have different setups all the time, right? Yeah. And sometimes they happen to be in the right place, and this was one of them. So it doesn't even have to be more complicated than that. I mean, just because you have the right setup doesn't 100% guarantee that you're going to win it. Obviously, if you lose the entry frags, if one or two people go down, then it doesn't really matter that you had a great setup. But because they got the entry frags, it meant that there was almost no way that NaVi could do anything about it. So
it comes down to Olofmeister getting a quad kill, basically.
Yeah, but I think even without that...
But I think the first frag of the round that Crims gets to the guy walking up from Connector, I think that's probably the biggest frag. Even though that might seem silly, seeing how Olaf picked up 4 frags, so obviously it did a huge part. But that kind of... It slows down the push from NaVi, and if Crims goes down in that situation, the guy who's playing from jungle / Connector, which I think was Pronex in this round, he would have been completely smoked out, so there's no way for him to actually help either Olofmeister or Flusha. But seeing how that threat from Connector is eliminated instantly, that buys time for both Olofmeister and Flusha on site to work around what's going on.
Alright guys, so apparently the Russian stream has a bit of an issue, and obviously we don't want to go out without them since they are hosting the whole event over at Kiev in the Cybersports Arena. So great job to SLTV, by the way, for doing all this stuff. It's really cool. And we're only on the first day. There's you know, Grand Finals Day tomorrow, but it's already been such an insane day. So I'm glad you guys want to tune in and hang out with us. Quick reminder that we do have a couple of giveaway for our lovely sub-team, one of them being this Cyrix that we got from Stony Maloney. So thank you again, Stony, for giving us that. We're going to give that away later. And also one of these AWP Graphites, which is a stat track one. and it's factory new as well. So we're going to give, you know, one of each away, and 2 lucky subs are going to be able to win. So thanks for subbing, guys. It is a big help to us in running the channel. So, you know, we're just trying to get a little bit back and get some help doing it too. It's absolutely amazing. If you haven't followed the channel already, you definitely should. I think we're now just about 10,000 followers short of hitting 200,000. And once we do that, we should be, I think, in the top 50 of all Twitch streams in terms of followers, which would make us very happy. So, yeah, do that if you haven't already.
Pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
But, quick question. Have any of you two been to the Cyber Arena?
I have not, no.
No. I've heard all kinds of crazy stories that I'm not even sure we can share right now, but but I haven't actually been. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I've heard stories, and I've also seen pictures. It looks like a fantastic venue, actually, and it was built more or less for this, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, wasn't it during the Arbalete Cups?
That was, I mean, StarSeries, like, at this event, I don't know if they've changed location, but they were running BLC events like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, because back in 1.6...
No, 3 years ago.
There was something called Arbalete Cups, which was basically a wealthy guy from the CIS region who hosted big tournaments out of his own pocket. And if I recall correctly, they were hosted in Cyber Arena, and I think the construction of that happened at the same time as those tournaments were announced. Something like that. I always just thought of Cyber Arena when I thought of Arbalete Cups, so I'm not really sure if there is any link there.
Right. What did Guardian just say? Did you say if you want to leave this country, be nice?
What?
He did. That's amazing. I love it. Oh, that's good. That's good. Obviously, in terms of who's like the home team and not, obviously fnatic traveling from Sweden to Kiev. And NaVi kept traveling, I guess, mainly from Ukraine, and then seized from Russia, and Guardian from Slovakia. So they're a little bit all over, but they're a little bit more of a home team than fnatic is.
I love the fact that Edward and Seized are typing in Russian in chat to the Fnatic guys.
They're having a good time. Guardian is typing back in Swedish, something I can't even say because we don't want to get the stream banned. But
oh yeah. Well, yes. First, I started off nicely. Asked how he was doing. so that's nice. And Edward joined in with some not so nice things. I guess those. Well, with any language you pick up, right? The first thing you learn is swear words. I think that's just a universal thing. Everybody learns the swear words for everything. I know 4 languages, but I know how to swear in 20.
Well, actually, this is not entirely true. I have a friend who has been learning, I think he's up to over 20 actually, maybe even over 30 languages, where he knows how to say the dog is behind the door in all kinds of languages. I have no idea why, but this is the phrase that he chose, so he knows how to say that in, yeah, a lot of languages.
It's probably going to come in handy at some point in life.
I certainly hope so, otherwise he's wasted a lot of times. I know he almost got into trouble when he was in Bangkok, because he ran into a prostitute, and he wanted to try and pay her to teach him how to say that, and she was very confused. So that was it's an interesting moment.
I zone out for like 1 second. I come back, and then all of a sudden we're talking about Bangkok and prostitutes. What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
You need to keep up with their segues.
This is what happens when the stream goes on pause. We need to focus on this game, because otherwise it's going to go all wrong. I can tell. It's not good. Clearly. It's not good for us.
I approve.
So sooner or later we'll have to do story time with Anders.
Oh, and NBK is confirming that you are right, Ven. It was Arbalete. It's a land center with staging couches.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, thanks, NBK.
All right. What you guys can do in the meantime, actually, if you haven't done it already, is you can obviously go and follow Semler and Vendetta and I on Twitter, which is pretty easy. It's OnFireSemler, OnFireAnders, and Vendetta Go. At some point, we should really change your Twitter too, Vendetta. I'm just saying. But
just saying, bro.
I didn't even know how. I don't even know how to change that stuff.
We'll teach you.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
But if you want to help out the players here, go and find their Twitters as well. It's so easy to find all the players' Twitters, and it helps them. It really does help them if you go and follow them. It gives them more exposure, and it's easier for their teams and to find sponsors and everything. So if you want to support your favorite player, then if you're not already following them, then you should, or just follow all of them if you want to help the scene in general. That's a good idea. So definitely do that, and I hope some lucky or some helpful subscriber is gonna help us out in the chat. Maybe post some of the links there.
I don't think. I know Olafmeister has a Twitter account, but I don't think he's kitted it out. Like, he doesn't have the Fnatic logo or anything like that, because he basically didn't know what he was doing when he created it.
Don't you worry. I'll talk to Khan. I'll put him on it. Khan's gonna be just bringing the hammer. He's gonna be like, "What the hell? Where's the sponsor?"
But Olaf M definitely has Twitter, which I think is Olaf MCS.
Exactly, it's Olaf MCS, and you're right. It's like totally blue. He still has the egg.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's a Twitter noob.
But like Karn is following him. Like, what the hell? Karn, Fnatic, Devil Walk, they're all following him, and nobody has kicked this guy out.
All right,
he's the rebel. He's the black sheep.
I wasn't following him as well, so I'm giving out advice and not even following it myself. Here's Olaf MCS. Here's his Twitter, guys. Go and check him out. Generally, I mean, it's such an easy way to help the community grow if you go and just follow these guys on the various social medias, because, you know, it might not make a big difference to you, but in the long run, it definitely will help the players too, and, you know, that's what we're all about, right? Community.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, you know, a lot of the players actually take their time to answer people when they ask stuff on Twitter. So, you know, if you have a question for one of them, you could drop a message there, and maybe they'll reply. Yeah, it's worth a shot at least. Yeah. And speaking of, you know, marketing and whatnot, have you seen the name of Seized's cult?
I have. It's the one they call like Cycle something.
This is Cyrix. What his name tag is?
Yeah,
he's just put his Twitter.
Oh, he's just put his Twitter
as a name tag. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Marketing.
That's great. There's someone else who has like a website as his name tag, and
Hatton or whatever. Hatton.
No, but like in this game as well, there's one of the guys who has like a kingcycle.eu or something like that. I've no idea what it actually is. I've never checked out the site, but it's a good idea.
I know a lot of the French players have a CS:GO related website on their as their name tag on several of their weapons. And
it's like Hatton's the best because he's the first guy I saw do that. He has his Twitter and his YouTube.
Yeah, I'm like, what's Rattlesnake up? Rattlesnake's knife is sponsored by Razer.
Oh, that's cool. That's a great idea. I mean, why not?
It's really nice until he's no longer sponsored by Razers or gets sponsored by SteelSeries.
Man, and then he has to drop another $1.75 to rename it. What a hassle.
Yeah, but did Razer already pay for the knife, and are they gonna want it back? See, that's the real question. Ooh,
we're getting deep here.
Yeah, it's getting really deep. Guardian is trying to claim that because they're the home team, they get a default win because of the pause. And Admin is saying there's no time for a smoke. So
that's a good thing.
Everyone is suffering here, guys, and obviously we're glad that you are keeping your composure in the chat. And I guess the subscriber mode does help. Big thanks to everyone for subscribing. We have an insane amount of people subbing, so that's very cool. Really do appreciate it.
That really is like. I bet it's NaVi that asked. Was it NaVi that asked for the smoke break?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's totally like an Edward thing to do. Just like, no, okay, I'm gonna walk out now. Be back in like 5. You know, just come get me when you're ready.
Who was that? I think it was either Chris J or Alu who did that in a recent Mouse Sports game. There had been a lengthy pause, and as soon as they were about to get started, Alu had just literally gone AFK.
No, it was Chris J.
Was it Chris J that gone AFK?
He was like, he said smoke break, but he actually went to use the restroom and he was back within like 30 seconds. But still, that was like the best troll.
At least it's not.
Oh, that was versus Nip, wasn't it?
At least it's not Joel's making dinner in the middle of practice.
Yeah, minced meat in the middle of a game.
Still one of the greatest stories I've heard for a while. I love that. Okay, it's 12-11, guys, and we have resumed the game. It's the first map here, and I would say Fnatic right now are in a really great spot to actually take it away from NaVi, and this is the map that NaVi chose, so all in all, things are looking pretty good for the Swedish team, I would say, and it's not for nothing. They've been playing a really cool game so far, and so have NaVi. That's why we're at 12-11. Close game, but because of the economy, Fnatic have a bit of an edge.
Yeah, and this, I mean, exactly. They have the rifles, they have the nades, they have everything going for them. So they're going to be 3 rounds away. JW crouching, but you don't have that smaller profile, JW. You stand out.
Oh,
he's gone. Does he get... Oh, wow! Flusha got it at the last second.
It's very smart play. These are the tiny details that really come into play. Not having to buy an extra AWP. I love it. It's really intelligent play.
Well, that's $47.50 saved in the bank right there.
Yeah.
That's $4,750 that you don't have to spend this round. So that's actually a really big save. If Fnatic were to lose this, now JW may be able to buy an op in the next round rather than having to go with an M4, a Colt. So really nicely done there by Fnatic, and just a really solid anti-eco, basically, just dealing with everything. Look at Pronax right now in A apartments, though. The cheek is real.
Very smart play.
And that's become Pronax's spot. He's been using that so much as of late, and nobody catches on to it for some reason. I've seen him doing that in the last 3 or 4 Fnatic games on Mirage, and he's done it several times during the same games, and it works every single time.
What's even better is he doesn't back off. He's still there. Like, he just sits there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they come back up here, no one's going to be crazy enough to stay in that same spot for such a long time, except for Pronax, so that's kind of cool. In the middle, I think they might have a bit of an issue as well. Crims and StarX have a weird standoff, but I'm not sure StarX is going to have the upper hand here. Did he get spotted there, Crims? Did he see a leg? I don't think he's seen him. He's not looking for him. Crims has no idea if StarX pops out quick or if he's flashed in. This could be great. If Crims makes any noise turning around, he's not going to look. Here comes the first flash, and StarX is going to peek out, and there it is. That's a big opening. They still have to worry about Pronax, which means Pronax's position, even if nobody comes, is actually still quite good.
Oh, being up in the apartments like this, it's going to be a potential flank. Olafmeister getting caught with the nade in hand on CT slope, and he still gets the kill on Zeus. Big play there by Olaf. StarX and Guardian taking tremendous damage. JW and Pronax are just going to overwhelm everybody here. Edward is the last man alive for the T side. NaVi down to 1 man, and he gets caught with the knife in his hand.
And how Olafmeister didn't die then, I think that was... not the only mistake that NaVi made that round, but that was one of the ones that really crumbled for them, because Olafmeister should have been outright dead then. There was just no chance. With a grenade in hand on the slope like that, should definitely have been able to finish him.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward there at the end. Olafmeister, that, I mean, they're even asking it basically. Zeus is going to be like, how much health did you actually have, man? And Olafmeister, it's imprinted now, 6 HP, he lived. But this is a real problem for Navi. At least they got the plant, so they get the bonus $800 across the team, so they're going to be able to actually go everybody AKs and still get some nades. But had they not had that plant, they would have had a real fight on their hands to stop fnatic from getting up to 15 rounds here.
And look at the aggressive move from JW. He does only get the leg here. C set out, and it's not going to be enough now. Flusher, this grenade probably going to kill Guardian, and it will, in fact. So it's a quick 1-for-1, but is it quite enough? Seized actually does land a headshot on Flusher, and they will keep trading at this point. Back to a 3-on-3, and the backstab from Zeus is actually going to cause the death of Pronax. Now 2-on-3, bomb goes down, and now we've got to play this smart.
And that's not it. Edward getting caught out in the open. Crims and Olafmeister double team C's behind the bench, and now it's going to be Zeus, only man alive here. On short, they spotted him, and Crims instantly getting on this bomb. Smart play here by Crims. He's got 2 seconds left on this clock, and Olafmeister keeps Zeus from stopping the defuse. They even get the kill on Zeus afterwards. No money saved here for Navi. Because of that plant, they still get a lot of money here to go into this round, but still, fnatic with a sick play there and a sick read.
Yeah, very nicely done, and Navi setting themselves up in positions where the best they could hope for was trading 1-for-1. They had no chance to get any refrags from those positions, unfortunately. I mean, it's not really Zeus's fault because he was so far away, but the rest of them, the 2 in the bomb site, they could have probably played that a little bit better. JW charging up and takes down Guardian, and that's a huge kill. Fnatic can smell the victory on the first map, and especially with JW picking up 2 excellent frags like that. It's going to be Zeus returning, but he goes down, and this is very likely going to be 16-11 here.
Oh, this is looking excellent here for fnatic so far. Crim's taking one to the face, though. StarX is going to get rid of him, but it's still a 2-on-3 situation with Seized working his way up to top mid. StarX over in A apartments, and Olafmeister knows, so StarX has to actually back off from here or wait for Seized to go for a flank through connector, but look at where Flush is positioned right now on short. He's going to stop Seized from being able to get in here to support StarX.
Yeah. Oh, Seized will pick up the headshot. I still think it's a great idea from Flusher to be there. It's just that somehow Seized came out on top in that one. Now, Olafmeister is really smart here. There's 45 seconds, and Seized is running in, and he has no call to suspect anyone being here. He's probably just going to go down for free. Seized dies with the bomb, leaving StarX on 2 health and in a 1-on-2, and he's making enough noise for Olafmeister to hear him as well. I have no idea what StarX is thinking. This should be a free kill. I mean, that's basically just surrender. I mean, that's another... I think Navi have not exclusively lost because they've made the most mistakes, but they definitely made far more mistakes than Fnatic have.
Yeah, but in a situation like that, I think it doesn't really matter if you make sound or not. They knew his location from his duel with Crims, and they know where the bomb is, so the likelihood of him popping out from apartments or the pit is highly likely. And the fact that the time is running down on him, and StarX has no idea whether or not there's 1 or 2 Fnatic members around the bomb, he kind of has to hurry up because he needs to get to a bomb site eventually. So
could be true.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go to another quick break here before we get into the second map, so don't go anywhere. This is not over yet, And we'll have to see if NaVi can bounce back and put us onto a third map, or if fnatic are going to take it 2-0. They've been looking very strong. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.